Hey guys, it's Danny. Today we are having a Catasetum day, Catasetum time, springtime. It's arguably their season along with the Phalaenopsis because they are coming out of their dormancy. And it's time to repot since Catasetums usually lose most, if not all, of their roots during this dormancy, this winter dormancy. It is a good idea to repot them every year and just remove all of the root system that died off and pretty much refresh their medium, add slow release fertilizer, all of that stuff. It has become a pretty yearly thing for me to do ever since I started to have Catasetums, and this year will be no different, especially because I have the Catasetum of my dreams. I don't know when I'm gonna post this video, to be honest, so I'm gonna mention it in a few videos, but I just received from one of my lovely viewers, I received the Clowesia Grace Dunn. I do remember I put this orchid in a wish list video many moons ago, maybe a couple of years ago, I don't remember. I did mention that I wanted to have it a long time ago, but I did not find it for sale for a long time. It's also not one of the cheapest orchids here in Europe, and yeah, Maya found it and she sent it to me. It's actually from an import from Brazil. It's not even from the European Union. Anyway, long story short, I talked about that one, or actually repotted it as well, and I filmed, so we're gonna talk about that one a little bit today as well, but mainly we're just gonna talk generally about Catasetum orchids, and we will repot this beauty as well. Cycnotus Wine Delight variegated version. Wine Delight was actually my first ever Cycnotus. I don't have my original one. They are pest magnets, and I had some pest issues over the past years, but I'm doing better now. Anyway, so let's go ahead in the past and repot these Catasetums, but actually before we do that, I forgot my little poetry. Don't forget to give this video a like if you end up enjoying it, and why not subscribe? I post multiple times a week and it's completely free, but if you're feeling a little bit extra and you can, do consider further supporting the channel by either becoming a member and getting access to some exclusive videos and orchid highlights, or you can use the affiliate links that I always have linked down below in the description, along with checking out the little shopping icon that YouTube makes available for some of you, especially for those of you who are in the US. You can also check out the merch. We have brand new mugs. I created 3 more mugs, and I think we're gonna have 3 per season. So the spring edition is here. We have 3 more mugs to add to the collection, and also you can use the super thanks option below my videos. Right, and I thank you very much if you choose to use any of these options. So with that said, let's go back in time a little and play with the Catasetums. Alrighty, so here we are playing with the Diana Dunn? Yeah. No, Grace Dunn. Oopsie. Diana Dunn is an Oncidium. It's an Alisara, and I don't have it anymore, but I used to have it and love it. So Grace Dunn, variety Chad's Ford. So here it is. It is a tiny little piece. I think it is a division or maybe a younger orchid. It looks like this. So because there are no roots and I do not see any sign of new growth just yet, what I will do is just offer it a place to sit in warmth and light. Hopefully that will encourage it to produce new growth. These guys, I'm not sure about the Grace Dunn, but these Catasetum type orchids, they do go through a dormancy during the winter. Some will take a short dormancy, some will take no dormancy, and some will take quite an extensive dormancy. In the end, in the springtime, they should all start to produce new growth. And if they don't, I do believe that warmth and light can contribute with initiating first signs of growth. So I will grow this in sphagnum moss. But right now, it really doesn't need any water, anything. It simply needs a place to sit. I can leave it on its side. I can put it in a drawer. I can keep it in the dark at this point still, but I'm trying to encourage waking up from dormancy. And what I'm gonna do just to make sure it is safe is I'm going to arrange a little cushion for her. I'm gonna place it right here. And that is it. I'm not gonna water anything. I'm not gonna put that top layer of bark or anything because I want to see when the new growth starts. Sorry guys, I don't know where I left off because my battery died, but yeah, I just arranged her little pot, but it's not finished yet. I will wait patiently to see the first signs of growth, and not only that, the first signs of roots. And I'm gonna let the roots grow a little bit, and then I will finish the repotting. So what I will do when the time comes is I'm going to add slow release fertilizer. These guys are heavy feeders, so I like to supplement a little bit my water soluble fertilizer with some slow release fertilizer, and then I will go ahead and put the top layer of bark. Up until then, I'm in no rush. There's no way cyanobacteria grows without water. So I'm gonna let this be like this and look at it every single day until I see growth. So maybe I'll take you along then to pot it, but I kind of told you what I'm gonna do. Nothing more than that, just finish up the setup. Please sit. I'm sorry, princess. Your bed is not comfortable enough. That is that with the grace done. I am besides myself. This is how you say it. It's such a funny expression, isn't it? I am over the moon happy about it. So happy. Thank you so much, Maya. You are the greatest. Yeah, so let me just find a decorative pot as well, and I'll put her in the cabinet, and we will take care of this guy. I've been waiting a while to repot this guy. It is now time. A little update on the Grace Dunn. It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed that, and I do not see any signs of growth. I do have one little eye here. Let me focus this better for you. So you see a little eye here. Is it swelling up? I don't know. And we have another little eye here. So I'm waiting for those two to possibly wake up, but so far, nothing yet. I'm just keeping her like this. So let's put this clean moss back. I actually like to store my moss dry, like so. And this is because it does not attract algae and cyanobacteria. The caveat to that is that I need to pre-moisten it when I want to work with it. And do I? I don't. I'm too lazy. So that's why it's dry. Right, so this young lad here is the Cycnotus Wine Delight variegated. I purchased it last year, and because I got it in the growing season, it wouldn't have been a great idea to repot it. You never want to disturb Catasetum type orchids from their growth cycle, otherwise it's not gonna end well. Now, one thing you should know about Catasetums is that they are pest magnets. Whatever pest you might have in the air will find its way to Catasetums. I'm hoping that in my new location I will not have such pest issues. They come from the windows here. Okay, I see some spider mites, I think. I see something. I'm gonna spray a little. You'll see at the end. And I realized I never actually showed you. So what I use is Leaf Shine. It is based on mineral oil or paraffin oil. So what I do is spray from quite a distance a very thin mist like this. And that takes care of whatever pest tries to munch on my Catasetums. The problem is I do not want to spray it on the undersides because that can clog up the stomatas, and I only have one shot at growth, so I need to be careful that I manually remove the pests from under the leaves. And also I need to do this pretty often because new leaves keep growing. But so far so good. My Catasetums look very nice and green, and yes, a little bit glossy. It's not a natural gloss. I'm not a fan of improving, quote unquote, the leaves with this type of gloss or leaf shine. But it is necessary for the Catasetums. It is necessary, and it's what's keeping my Catasetums healthy. But yeah, I'm hoping that I will not have the same issues in my new location, but who knows? They really are spider mite magnets. They'd even find their way in my cabinets. In Romania, I didn't really have so many issues because my balcony was facing a big boulevard without plants. I was also on the 6th floor. So the downside is it was horrible. I do not like the sound of traffic. I do not like the smell or the sight of traffic, to be honest. But it is what it is. There is a plus. You will not have many pests coming from the windows. I didn't say none at all. Just said not as many as here. But I'm hoping because the new house is quite different. I'm hoping it's not gonna be as bad as it is here. Here, outside our windows, my goodness. Pests are literally everywhere. I once found a thrip stuck in my lip balm. So here's to less pests. I don't know. Maybe it's not gonna make a difference. Who knows? But you know, I like to be positive. Right, so what I'm doing here is I am removing the old medium this orchid was potted in and the old roots. Roots don't really make it year to year. I find that if they do not all die off during the dormancy, they will die off during the next period of growth. So I don't like to leave on the roots almost at all. And I have been doing that for the past many years. When did I get my first Ignotus Wine Delight? Was it 10 years ago or 9? I don't even remember. Back in the balcony days, this guy used to do great. Not this one, but this variety, this hybrid actually. Here though, with the amount of pests, is not easy. And it's not just thrips that annoy me. I kind of solved the thrip situation with spinosad. It's everything. Everything likes catasetums. Everything. And spinosad doesn't work on many things, such as mealybugs, for example. Does not work on mealybugs. So I just have to manually keep them pest-free and just use maybe my oily solutions, which are a sort of a general thing that works on any pest, as long as you apply it. Now, if you remember, this guy actually produced a little flower spike for me. However, I do suspect due to the change in environment, I ordered it somewhere in the autumn actually, it decided not to produce anything on that flower spike and just kind of dry it up, which I was fine with it. If this orchid needed to adjust and needed to invest its energy in other stuff, it's fine with me. But I'm hoping this year will be a good growing season and we're gonna have quite the nice flowers in the autumn. All of these roots, they're not alive anymore actually. They're done. They don't have substance to them. They leave behind the string. And since we are here, I did see a comment left on an older video of mine about catasetums. There was a myth at this point, which I don't even know how it started, but I did hear about it ever since I started to grow catasetums. And since it's a myth, it's not true. I have tested it for so many years, so I have the courage to say it is just not true. So there's this myth that if you water the roots at this stage, when they're not capable of absorbing water just yet, you're gonna damage them or you're gonna make them stop growing and things of the sort. It is absolutely not true. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why would that be the case? How would these orchids grow in nature if the slightest bit of dew will damage their precious root tips? No. Let's change a little bit how we look at things, you guys. Let's leave these old myths and fairy tales behind and just think things through. If you're gonna use water that is extremely hard or already has a high amount of nutrients like fertilizer in it, or it has additives in the water, maybe like fluoride in some parts of the world, there is fluoride in the water. If there is anything like this, maybe even high amounts of chlorine and chloramine, yes, roots will get damaged, but not only on catasetums, on everything, and not only fresh roots, but also older root tips as well that are exposed to the air and dry faster, so those salts accumulate and become hygroscopic. Yes, if the water is not right, the roots will indeed desiccate or get damaged or get burned or whatever. And as they grow in the pot, since the pot is a lot more humid, you won't have the same degree of damage perhaps, because the water evaporates slower and maybe the salts have time to be absorbed, or maybe inside the pot it doesn't even dry all the way, so the salts don't become so concentrated and hygroscopic to affect anything. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, depends. But it has nothing to do with the fact that this is a catasetum. Absolutely nothing. So I will do it. I'll do it right now. If the viewer that commented still watches, look away. There. That was some good timing. On behalf of Maya, I'm still working to remove this sphagnum moss, but I think, I'm not gonna bother all that much anymore. Oh, this root, I'm gonna get you in closer. Some roots already started to absorb water. Some did not, some did. This one here has already started to absorb. Anyway, they do need a bit of time and a bit of maturity to absorb water, but yeah, 2 of the roots are absorbing water, the others, they're not just yet. Do you think that I just doomed these roots? Well, you're just gonna have to subscribe and watch my videos to find out. Obviously, nothing bad will happen because this is not my first rodeo. Okay, Maya, that's enough. Alright, so let's look at the roots that hopefully I did not damage with my spraying of water. Do we see any rotted roots here? No. Shocking. Who would have thought that spraying a little bit of water on brand new catasetum roots that are just emerging will not damage them? Who indeed would have thought? So I hope we can put that myth to rest and not perpetuate it anymore, because it does nobody no good. And actually the comment I was talking about and I never clarified was accusing me of spreading misinformation and like damaging and destroying my catasetum orchids because I had the audacity to put a little bit of water on these fresh roots. Yeah, I'm not taking that type of commentary. So whoever's still spreading this myth, please stop for the sake of orchid growing. It's annoying. It's annoying me a lot. Did I snip a root? Oh, I hope I did not. I don't think I did. You know what? That's about enough. That's as much as I will go, to be fully honest. Alright, so I will be using an opaque pot because I'm going to be using full sphagnum moss. These guys become so incredibly thirsty during the growth season. It's not even fun. It's not fun, quite at all. So I'm using full sphagnum moss, which is prone to having accumulations of cyanobacteria and algae here in my environment. So opaque is the way to go. I don't even need extra slits or extra ventilation because these guys will absorb the water. They will inhale the water, as I like to say, faster than anything you've ever seen. Right, so I'm gonna use sphagnum moss, as I said, and also some slow release fertilizer. I'm using Osmocote. There we go. A hefty pinch of Osmocote there. And because this orchid doesn't really have many roots, I'm going to stabilize it in between. Will this work? I did this with a different orchid and it worked great. Should I? I'm gonna try to stabilize it with 2 stakes. Let's add a bit more sphagnum moss because I feel like this is not enough. Oh, it worked. It sits. I'm so smart. Ta-da! Created a little hut here. Do we even see? Am I in frame? No, I'm not. I thought for a second there that I was very clever with what I was doing, but obviously the universe needs to balance it out. So I wasn't very clever with my filming angle. It's okay. Right, so yeah, that is about enough sphagnum moss. I'm gonna go ahead and put some bark now as well. And I'm already going, probably, yeah, I'm gonna run some water through this pot, a little bit, because those roots are ready to absorb some water. And the sooner that I provide water, the better. All right, so actually you are in luck because I will probably post this video maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks, I don't know. So we will take a close look at the roots that I just sprayed mercilessly with water. See the horrifying nothingness that I caused to them. I will also need a tag because this tag will not do. Right, so I will actually go ahead and repot my other catasetums as well, but yeah, I really wanted to show you the Grace Dunn and what I will do with it, and I'll give you an update maybe in about 2 weeks before I actually publish this video. Maybe we will already have some growth on it. On the tags of catasetums, I don't even put the date because I repot them every single year due to the root system dying off, and I need to put some more slow release fertilizer, so that's it. So I'm gonna go wet a little bit the medium, find a nice pot for him, and we're just gonna take a look-see at this guy in a couple of weeks or so. All right, so that has been it today. I didn't get to repot the other catasetums as well, but it's okay. They're pretty much in this stage, all of them, and the roots are not very big, so I'm not gonna damage them even if I repot them now, but that's how I will go about everybody. I always change the medium yearly, and I add slow release fertilizer to everybody. And we'll see when I'm sorry if I called it Diana, the Gray's Dunn, when she starts to put out new growth and roots, maybe we're gonna do an update or something like that, and we're gonna finish her repot. But now it's not needed. These guys though, they are out of their dormancy, and fingers crossed in my new location I will not have so many issues with pests. Cause oh brother, if it's not thrips, it's something else. It's always something else. But it's the way the orchid crumbles. We're always in a constant battle with pests when we have a big collection, aren't we? Anyway, so yeah, that's about it on the Catasetums. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me today. And if you don't have Catasetums, I will link you to a very old tutorial that I did on the Signotus Wine Delight back in the balcony days, so excuse the cringe. Yeah, it's a very good tutorial. I used to have in that space much more success with them because I didn't have pests on the 6th floor next to the boulevard. What pests, what plants, you know? So I was acing Catasetums. So it's a good tutorial, it's just a little old. And when I will ace them again, I will redo that tutorial, don't you worry. But now I feel strange, like I don't have those super massive flower spikes that I used to have, and I feel a little embarrassed to make a tutorial on something I don't excel in, right? So when I will start to excel, and I shall, when I will do that again, I will make sure to update a little the tutorial on Catasetums with the knowledge that I've acquired. Even, you know, the pest magnet situation, that's knowledge. I know they're pest magnets. I can tell you they are now, and maybe some ways of dealing with it. Right, so let's not drag it further. Thank you again so much for watching. If you want to know about Catasetums, check the description. And with that said, I'll see you when I'll see you. I hope next time. I don't know when next time will be. Hopefully on time. Anyway, time to end. I thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.